and we are very pleased to be working with you, and our dear eager students are also pleased. My name is Kawa. I'm the CDC coordinator, and we have been, precisely working hard on getting this project done. And inshallah, it is this after this course, we have two more courses we're going to do with you. But I want to tell our students that you've been very lucky to be selected for this program, because as Mr. Arif is a very talented person, and he is experienced, he has, trust me, he has a lot to offer. But I don't want you to miss any chances. And if like if Mr. Arif does not mind, I want to tell them something in advance, because if anyone like misses the first class or any classes, he is going to be replaced. So that's because like the course was very competitive, and it was, Mr. Arif, believe me, it was very hard for me to choose and select those students. And thank you so much again. Like, yeah.
My pleasure. It's a pleasure to again reconnect with my own people. Throughout my career, I have built teams across the world. I built teams in financial services. I built teams in business. I built teams everywhere. And it's a pleasure now to be able to help you to really groom this team to be flag holders. In English, they call it bannerman. Bannerman is the person who goes to the war. In Kurdi, it's peshmerga. Thought leaders, people who can use their mind to create some circumstances that you can control. But it was a lot of work, so I want a student roll call to get to know everybody, to know their mindset, to know where they are. If you don't mind, and maybe you can ask them to do a 30-second, 1-minute introduction. What's your education? Which field are you studying in? And what is your expectation of today's and the course that Mamostakova has put together? Mamostakova, you want to ask for a little introduction so we know the students? I have sent a lot of resources so they can get to know me a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
great introduction. I appreciate all of that. But I want to know the students. I want to know who I'm talking to.
Of course, Jamaat, if that is okay, I will say it in Kurdish. Jamaat, please introduce yourself and your education background and why you want to participate in this course and what do you hope to get out of it. And you have all beautiful answers for this. Please go ahead. Anyone is, if you are ready, just go for it.
Volunteers. Who's going to volunteer first? Jaria.
Hello, Mr.
Let's go.
My name is Jaria Zikri. I'm a senior student at Petroleum Engineering Department. So I want to join this program for gaining more information about business fundamentals. I also participated in programs like women entrepreneurship programs and leadership programs and entrepreneurship fundamentals. So I want to gain more information about fundamental of business. Nice to meet you.
Welcome, Jaria. Glad to know you. I'm sure you will have a great view of your business, women empowerment, and education. Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Arif, would you please excuse me for 1 minute? Jamaat, if you can please open your camera. Open your camera and to know who you are.
Thank you.
We want to see, recognize your faces, please.
عزیزان هوا یک کلاس رومه یعنی اگر کلاس روم ران هوا دهاتین یک کلاس دبون است حاضر کم همو کس خوان معرفی بکن شرمش نکن brave يعني حاجة أو qualityatan happy. زور سباس. Thank you, sir.
Thank you too.
Can I start from to introducing myself?
Please go ahead.
Well, sorry, I just look kind of messy. I'm sorry. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dilan Dilshat. So I'm 21 years old and I'm studying English department in a fourth stage. And it's really my pleasure to talk to you all right now. It's really, really in a good opportunity and a good offer from you guys that thank you so much for this chance that you give it to us. I'm pretty sure that I'm getting a lot of the things from you. And thank you so much.
Welcome. Ima, are you ready? Your camera is ready.
Hello everyone, and hello Mr. Arif. I'm very delighted to be with you today, and my name is Dina. I'm from English Department, Faculty of Education, Soran University. I'm my senior stage, and my expectation from this course is to learn a lot from all of you, and I am very interested in learning. If anything, yes,
Welcome.
if it's anything.
Welcome. If anybody
Thank
else
you.
wants to go, you can go ahead and speak if it's not convenient for you. Next time, next class, I want you to sit down like you're sitting in a class with pen and paper somewhere where you can take some notes. This is really important. Go, Koba.
Yes, sir.
So should we continue with the program or do you want to do some more introductions? Nice to meet you all. And
No, please, I want them to all introduce themselves because there should not be shy. And how do you get business done if you don't like introduce yourself? And I highly appreciate Dima and Dilan. I don't remember their name is for their bravery to open a camera. You know, thank you so much.
who else wants to go next? Please feel free to unmute yourself. We have to hear from everybody. We're not doing anything until you speak. I'm here to hear your ideas, to learn from 17, 18 top students in Soran University. So unless I hear from you, we have Amina. Amina's raised her hand. Very good. If you want, raise your hand just like a class. Go ahead, Amina.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Amina Muhammad. I am studying in English department, Faculty of Art, and I am a senior. And I enjoy this program because my research graduation is about business and it's about entrepreneurship skill. I wanna get more information about it, about entrepreneurship skill, and help me to continue my research.
Wonderful. Welcome. I'm going to take a lot of notes so I know your faces. I know your ambitions. Who else is ready? Hendren Hassan, welcome.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hi everyone. I hope you are all doing great and healthy. My name is Hendren Hassan. I'm studying in the Soran University Department of Business Management in the third stage in Faculty of Law, Political Science and Management. Of course, I'm really glad to be one of the participants in the program. It's a proud to me. I appreciate it. I want to participate in the program to get to know more information about entrepreneurship. I appreciate it again. Thank you.
Very good. Do we have, who is next? We heard from.
Hello, Mr. Ian.
Yes, sir.
Hello, I'm Usama, and I'm from Petroleum Engineering. I'm senior student, and I also wanted to join this workshop to gain more information about business and how to manage your business plan.
Very well, welcome.
Thank you.
Usama, we have Dadwar, we have Farhad, and we have Usra. We need to hear from you.
Can I go ahead?
Right on, go ahead, just speak
Hi
up.
there.
I don't want to keep you too long. We want to use our time and money go hand in hand. So I know you're putting your time. Let's use it appropriately. I appreciate you. Go ahead, Usra. Usra,
Hi
is
there.
it correct?
Okay. Hi there. I'm Yusra Nazar, senior chemical engineer, and it's honor for me to be part of this course. And I'm so glad to learn about the fundamentals of the business and the other concept of that.
Welcome. Do we have anybody left? Yes.
May I go ahead?
Yes. Narmin, go ahead, please.
Yes, nice to meet you, Mr. Arif. It's a great pleasure to have a chance with you to learn a lot from you, from your experience. Nermeen is speaking from English department. I'm a senior student at Soran University English department. And I am here with a hope to learn about business fundamentals and basic and necessary skills of how to run a business and create my own business and organization. It's a great pleasure to be here and thank you again.
You're welcome. Let's see what businesses we can help you develop and what businesses we can develop together next. Who else do we have here?
Hello,
Dadwar.
teacher.
Yeah. Farhad, go ahead, please.
I don't know how to raise my hand in Zoom. Sorry.
You'll find out by next time, or you can ask Mamusta'awa, Kawa, or Rebar. They can help you, but go ahead, introduce yourself, please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, teacher. My name is Farhat, and I am glad I am here with you all in this course. And I am sure we have a best teacher and full experience, and I'm sure you will benefit us a lot. And I want to thank us, CDC Center to this opportunity.
You're welcome. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks.
Mustafa Kawa, go ahead and tell me what's next.
Mr. So we have some students left, but some Kagdadwar is saying like he has a problem with his microphone, so he seems to not be fixing it. Just go ahead with your course, and I think that is enough. And we will get to know each other more in the next weeks.
Absolutely. I think the Diman is here. Diman, do you want to speak?
Yeah, maybe she has a problem with her
speaker.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted to thank you again for this opportunity. Diman, we will give you a chance to speak. Try unmute yourself a couple of times until you figure out. Sometimes it's the phone problem. Sometimes it's the computer problem. Sometimes it's a Zoom problem. No problem. Mama Stakova, I heard the students, majority, they're asking for business skills, entrepreneur skills to get jobs, to get start their own businesses, to be independent. Is that correct?
Yes, that's what they're hoping for. And so first of all, as an like I believe we have to know what a startup is, the fundamentals of business, and how can you have how you implement it, or and then how, in hopes how you can get money for it. So how can you like teach our students how they can like win awards or grants or funds? So, and what are the ways how you can be like how to have an angel investor, as you are familiar with this word a lot, angel investor for your business, and how you can, you know, start small. You don't have to always start big.
Very well. Thank you for that explanation. Let me start with an example. May I?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
An example of a free enterprise started up by one young man in Angola. He was 18 years old 4 years ago when COVID-19 happened. He messaged me. He said, Mr. Gilany, I'm from Angola. I'm one of 8 people. This is my family. I'm Muslim. Can you help me? I said, what do you like? He said, I like technology. I like the internet. I like computers. I said, okay, I will help you go through that college education. And when you start, I will help you get some funds through angel investing, as you said, to help you start your own company. Today, he's in East Angola. He has his own company fixing computers and shops for other people. This is very primitive in somewhere where there's very, very few equipment stores or anything like that. That's the model that I have in mind for everybody. The other side of the coin is the corporate world, where you want to go maybe become an executive in some government office or some enterprise like Corec that I was there is a big company in telecommunications, or there are companies that do work with international community, like you know, trade with China, trade with other countries in the Gulf region, trade with Turkey. There's so many business parts that we can talk about, but we will start with fundamentals.
Yeah, so we should have an introduction to what a business fundamental is. What do you call it a business? Because a lot of students, unfortunately, when I was interviewing them to select them for this program, they were saying, we want to do trade. And because our main focus is not do trading, it is like to have your own company. Because as you know, like most of the people these days, they criticize like the government, the public sector. They don't have a job anymore. The governments cannot hire people. And you know, unfortunately, when you're working for big corporations, big like companies, they treat you very poorly. And our main focus here is like how to be an independent person from what you know and what you love the most.
Wonderful. So with that, Mamostakawa, we're going to go through an overview. I want everybody to pay attention. I have created some slides, a little bit of introduction of how I come, because some of us, let's say we're right now in a small village in Soran or somewhere else, anywhere in the Kurdish region or the Soran University, our mind might not understand bigger opportunities. But if you see an example of somebody just like you, who started just like you with even less money than you, less support than you, less freedom than you, then you say, if he can do it, I can do it. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with
Give me
you.
thumbs up,
Yeah.
give me some emojis, tell me that you understand what I'm saying, because this is really important to me. Thank you, Neriman. Here we go. I'm going to share my presentation. This is a little bit of history so we know each other. I am trying to help each and every one of you to build a community of your own. I have worked on this particular community with Soran University for 3 years. Reber has been with me, even if I don't talk to my mother or my sister or my brother, I talk to Reber. Why? Because we have a mission. So fundamentally, before we even get started, few things that you need to have for business. Number one, You need to find a problem. Write it down. Problem. I need to go find the problem. What's the problem in Kurdistan right now each of you are passionate about that you can solve? I will teach you that. Number two, to find customers, to have a market, to sell this product, have a product, number two. Number two is to make a product. Make yourself, your knowledge, your education, a product that somebody is going to need to solve their problem. And number three is you need to have people to sell it to. You need to have public, and you're not going to have any problem with finding problems to solve for people because everybody has so many problems. I've been there 5 times. I was in Kurdistan, in Arbil, in Soran, in Suleimania. It's a growing society with an old history and very, very confused systems. So we're going to talk some about systems. Mamusta Kawa,
Sorry, sir, but I have a question.
go ahead.
When you say problems, do you mean needs? We have to look forward to look forward to, let's say, like that. What our society needs, what we need in our community to launch. Do you mean that problem?
That's one of them. One of them is looking for solutions outside of our region. You know, to see how Canadians, for example, do. What's the Canada standard? Today, I come from somebody who had amputated leg. I'm a therapist. I work with them physically to make them better. That's a big need here. There might be one such need in Kurdistan. There might be need for a communications officer is a very important role in any company. You could be a communications officer, work from home. There are many opportunities. Go ahead.
Got you. Thank you.
I will go through the presentation again. If you have any questions, we can take questions at the end. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Just go ahead, please. We're waiting.
All right, so let's get started. And I want to thank every one of you for being here. I'm going to go on presentation mode. Can you see this now? Are you seeing my screen?
Not yet.
No.
Oh, hold it. Let me share screen again. I apologize. It's our first time. Let me see, share screen. Oh, disabled by host. Now, Kakreba, you have to make me a host back so I can share my screen.
Oh, okay, sorry. Just a minute. Now you are a host.
All right. Share screen, yes. So let me go to the right presentation here. I have been working with various colleges in Canada, so I'm going to teach you some of the things that we do there and how it can impact you and your life and your business. All right. Bear with me 1 second, and here we go. All right, share from the beginning. Yes, do you see this now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so a part of business is education. It's the most important part of business. This is going to teach you some educational tools, some inspiration. If you lack motivation, if you don't know why you're waking up in the morning, we'll have a major definite goal. Write this down. It's called MDF, defined for you. You will find out why is it that you went through school and what is it that you want by end of this course. So this was elaborated between Zanko, Soran, Kurdish House, my own company, Gilany Leadership Academy. I teach these principles to people who are in Canada because this is not even taught in Canada. This is very specialized knowledge that you learn through corporate trainings that I've adopted. But it all starts with an introduction. Let me go through a slide of pictures. This is me when I was 13. I was living in eastern Iran, right in the border of Soran. And this was western. This is 13 years old. Between Iran-Iraq war, we lived in the mountains for 2 years. At this time, I read a book called Uncle Tom's Cabin. This book was about Canada. And I had a map, you know, in my room right now, wherever you are, you got to surround yourself with the things that you want. So the map with Canada, I look at it for 5, 6, 7 years. Guess what I was thinking about? Living in Canada. Guess where I am? Living in Canada. It's a process that I could teach you how to adopt. So let me show you. I came to Canada. I started my first corporate job at a company called Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire is the biggest retailer in Canada with over 500 multi-million-dollar stores. Mega business. I worked there until I graduated from college, just like you are just about to graduate. I started working with a company called FedEx Ground, which ships stuff globally. And at FedEx Ground, I also went to Leadership Academy in USA. I went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for 6 months to be trained to learn how to run and manage teams of people. I worked there for 5 years. I traveled the US from Dallas to Canada to Montreal, all over. They paid for my trips. They paid for everything just for me to go and implement some of the things that I learned. I learned how to public speak. I learned how to be not shy because I was very shy. I have 7 sisters. I have a big family, you know, smallest son. Everybody, you know, make fun of you and beat you up when you go up. But I had to learn how to break my shyness. So eventually, I came across a book which I will recommend all of you. And I've been to Salahuddin University, opposite of Salahuddin University in Erbil. There's a bookstore, and it have Think and Grow Rich. This is a very important book. This has sold more than the Bible and the Quran globally. This is a landslide, means by far than anything else has sold. I read this book 5, 6, 7 times, and I say, how can I make it formula for people, not only my people, but all people to understand it? So I wrote my own book, which is called The Ministry of Miracles, with an inspiration that everybody is looking for a miracle. We all are praying, God, please help me. God, give me money. God, give me that job. God, give me that house. While God is saying, I have given you the power to create your own miracles. So I created miracles. I started my own company, Camel Company of Canada. I wear camel socks right now, socks from the hair of the camel. I did research in religion. I did research in science. I did research in medicine because I had the opportunity to do it. Again, I am going to fast forward to 2023. So I go to all of these corporate jobs and 7, 8 years in each company, travel the world, go to Hawaii, go to many places in the world. I come start my own company on October 18th of 2013. I had a date with destiny. Sometimes you will have a date with destiny. That's the day that you take a pen and write down exactly when you made a turn in your life. This was my turning point. My life was good. I was traveling. I had lots of money. I was spending. I was good. I was helping people. I was paying my zakat, charity, all of this. But on October 18, 2023, I was on my bicycle going down the street. Somebody hit me with the car and left me to die. When I was arrived at the hospital, again, 2 people are in the waiting room. I hope I can admit them in as we speak, and I hope that they don't get out. Connections must be a little bit stronger so we can go through this smoothly. There we go. So I go into the hospital. The doctors did a little bit of a basically x-rays of my head, find out I had a structure crack in my structure in my skull. There was bleeding, and I had 25% chance of survival. When I woke up 14 days later, there was no memory. I didn't remember my name. I didn't remember who I was, where I was, or what it was that I was there for. So what I did is work with doctors, nurses, therapists, speech therapists, teachers to relearn everything that was gone. Are you with me? I being
Yes.
this,
Yes,
I
yes.
being, thank
All
you.
clear.
Just want to get some participation. Either the story is really good or I lost everybody. I hope it's good and I have everybody. So the student that I am, I took my notebook and my pen to every doctor appointment, and I asked them as many questions as they asked me. So I learned everything about the brain function, about physical health, about how to be fit, about how to eat properly, about what to eat and what not to eat to get your energy or to reduce your energy. So I have learned some principles that you can take for life through this course that Mama Sarkava and Nari Khanum has put together. It's going to be lives transformed. That's my goal here for you, not just to get a job, but really to help you transform it. So this is what I learned. I was questioning, where did I come from? And how do I get ahead and recover? How do I get to, I was 200 pounds, means 85 kilo. After the accident, in 3 months, I was to 160 pounds, bones and no, just like that. How do I go back? Luckily, the brain started to accelerate in work. The more I focused, the more I learned from therapists to physiotherapists, and I'm very proactive. When they said do 10 sets 2 times a day, I did 10 sets 4 times a day because I wanted to get better, to get back on my, good life or whatever it is. But in my book that I just mentioned, The Ministry of Miracles, I don't have a copy handy here, but that book is available on Amazon. You can check it, you can read it. There are two sources. Every person in this sitting in your room, you come from two sources. One is your genetics, which is genetic hereditary, your mom and your dad. And in my family, luckily, I come from a family that had this legacy going back 1,000 years. Now, I didn't know this before the accident. I came back to Kurdistan. I interviewed my sister, my mother, my father, everybody that I could to see who I was. Some parts were lost. This is what I found. Sheikh Abdul Qadir Gilany, who traveled from north of Iran to Baghdad, came and settled in Kurdistan. His descendants, his shrine is still in Baghdad. Sheikh Ubaidullah Gilani is one of his sons and ancestors. This goes back to history for 1,000 years. But these are the major movers and shakers in our history. This is Said Abdullah and his brother. Both of them were hanged by the Turkish government at the time of 1800s. And then we have Said Taha Gilani, who was the biggest businessman in the family. He traded between the Shahs of Iran, between the Arabs in the south, and between the Ottoman Turks. He had a castle in Nahri right now, close to the city of one, with 100 rooms where they trained 10,000 students, competing with University of Istanbul in falsafa, philosophy, in higher knowledges. So in COVID-19, I had a chance to come and research all of this. This is the latest uncle that was assassinated by the government in Iran. And I continued my journey to learn to see where I came from. And this is my father who passed away last year. This time, Rebar, we had a chance to travel together some. And when I lost my father, the last few months were very emotional, and this is what he told me. We talk about our ancestors' history, but he said, my son, Arif, you're in Canada, you may be in paradise, your life might be good, but even if you're in heaven, in paradise, if you're alone, you're not fulfilled. In 3 months that I was with him, 10,000 people came to visit him. And he didn't have a lot of money. He wasn't a big sheikh. He was just a good-hearted man who served his nation. He published the first Kurdish news magazine in Iran under Iranian regime. This has never been done before, the first time. And he left me with this to come back and serve my nation. And what's my nation? My nation is exactly where in Quran, and in the Bible, in all biblical stories, Noah, Hazrat Noah asked God when he was in this ark, he says, God, put me in the most beautiful place on this earth. Put me where flowers are abundant, the rivers are flowing, it's just like heaven. And guess where he put him? God put him in, right? He put it in the heart of Kurdistan. That's why I'm passionate about what I teach you. So my father lived to the age of 85. In the last 7 months of his life, I look back, tens of thousands of people come and visit him and bring him love and care. And I was so impressed. Wow, I never seen this in Canada. I never seen this anywhere in the world. I have been to 50 countries. What is it? What is it that brings people, attracts to people is leadership, my friends. That's why we started this academy under the name of leadership. You are the leader of your life. You're the leader of your children. You're the leader of your family. You're the leader of your university. You are the leaders of Kurdistan right here. I believe it. I believe it. But you need to be aware of some distractions. This is the second source. Remember, one, you come from your mom and your dad as a genetic engineer history. You bring with you 10 generations of thoughts, processes, problems, habits, and everything down with you. When I come here, I have some of the thoughts of my father, my forefather, my Jadda Abad. When you come here, you have the same challenges and problems. And then we come into this world, we go to school, they tell us to get a job, they tell us what we can do and what we cannot do. This is called environmental programming. How does this work? Let's say a Canadian Chinese baby, there's lots of Chinese in Canada. If a Chinese baby is born in Hong Kong, they will only speak Chinese, Cantonese, Mandarin, whatever is spoken. If the same Chinese baby is born in Toronto to two Chinese parents, they will speak English only. See, the environment that you're in has a direct impact on how you think, on your limitations, on your opportunities, on everything that happens to you in your life. How? How? I am the person that you can always ask, sir, how? Just explain to me how, because I have done through this research through 30 years. Number one, very disappointing situation I saw in Erbil with younger men. Sitting in cafes and smoking cigarettes and going ahead having chai and kahwa and joking around all night. Life is fantastic. Gossiping, talking, joking, making fun of each other. And the same thing next week and the next week and the next week and the next week. And then on the other side, there's TV. We watch TV. Let's watch TV. How it is on the news. Oh my God, this problem, that problem, that problem, this problem, that problem. That's all problems going into your mind. Right? How do we stop this? I will teach you how to change this, what's called a paradigm. Paradigm is the conditions that we have been by the age of 13, because by age 13, you have fully developed what you think the world is and what you think the world should behave and act like. I have some good news for you. Very good news. After the year 2000, the total sum of all information in history of mankind, from history from year 1 to year 2000, all of the information is being doubled every 2 years. You see what's happening? Every 2 years, the total sum of all of the research in the world, you that are researchers, is doubling. And this information is first available in the English language. So congratulations. And those of you who apply this are called entrepreneurs. And all the people who become multimillionaire, very, very rich, 74% are entrepreneurs. 10% are only doctors and lawyers. CEOs, 10%. Salespeople, 5%. And lottery winners, 1%. So there's good news for all of you who are here, who will apply these, and who will make some fundamental changes to your thinking, and you will start building businesses, and 1, 2, 3, 4 years, you'll be very proud, and we will be happy having this conversation in a different setting. This is the statistic that is global, but mostly in North America, in Canada. Statistics say that out of 100 people that reach the age of 65, which is retirement age here, they just increased it, made it 67, so people have to work 2 more years for corporates to retire. One of them is wealthy. You saw that lottery winners and all of those people, or the entrepreneurs, the business people, those are in the top 5%, financially independent and wealthy. They have millions of dollars. There's so many people with so much money that you can't even imagine right now. I have interviewed many of those people. I have talked to them, asked them questions. How did they come from zero to hero? Because 95% of people, 41 are working. Imagine working all your life, and then it's not in Kurdistan is going to change. Cities, villages are going to change. Support is going to change. And they have to still work, not because they like it, but because they have to. 54 are totally dead broke, and we are solving this problem. This is a big problem. Remember, one of you asked, or it was Dylan, that I have to find a problem. I see a big problem. I see a big problem right here. And this problem started in our liberal universities in North America, in the education system. The education system that we have right now globally started about 150 years ago, 1800s. That you have to go to school, you get a degree, you go to graduate, you go to higher school, you get a job, you get into society. Before that, it was different. In Kurdistan, it was more tribal, it was more, trades, or it was more. Same thing in Canada, in US, and everywhere else. So the world has changed, and we need to change with it. Those of you who want to start your own business, I have good news for you. Those of you who are already at a job, I have good news for you. Those of you who want to develop businesses or attract investors, I have good news for you. There's only 4 ways that you can make money in this world legally, besides some illegal way you might not consider that. It's not too healthy. The first way is to get a job. I had a job at FedEx. I had a job at Canadian Tire. Employee has a job. Income is based on position. You put in 8 hours, you get paid $20 per hour. 20 times 8, $160. That's how it works. You may get $40, you get $50, you get $100. CEOs that have a job get paid $5 million per year. It's just a job, and they could get fired, but they get paid a lot of money. So this is the ways to make money, not the positions. Number 2 is self-employed. Somebody says, I have many friends who are in real estate. They love to sell houses. They love to cut hair. Lots of Kurdistan young people like to cut hair. I met a lot of people who have their own dentists. People who are doctor, they work clinic, that's called self-employed. I want you to learn these slides, and if you want, I will send it to Mamustakava so you can teach it. I want every student by end of our course to be able to teach what I'm talking about. Because it took me a lot of years to learn that there's only 4 ways. There's employee, there's self-employed, there's business. Business is like a system. There's McDonald's in our bill. You have people buy 7, 8, 10 and people working there. You maybe in Dubai, your McDonald's open, makes you money all the time. And the ultimate wealthy people are investors. They have lots of money and they take this money, they invest it in small businesses or ideas just like yours. Yes? So let's look at how we're going to start it. If you have time management system, this is going to be very easy to move through this very quickly, to start from a job, to start making some part-time money, to start making a business and become an investor. But you need systems, you need support, and you need education. Mostly time management, because we only have 24 hours. You have to sleep 8. You have to work for 8 hours or whatever you do. Then you have some extra hours with your family and other things, so you can have a time management program. Forward. So, in this course, I will quickly introduce you to your faculty of creativity to help you think better, to help you make decisions that will have a direct impact on your life. These are called the faculties of creativity, which I've explained in my book in detail. We have researched this, and these faculties are as follows. We're going to go through these one by one in each session that I work with you until your graduation. Number 1, your intuition. What is intuition? You ever had a gut feeling? They call it in English gut feeling. Ihsas. Inner. Hiss. Something is wrong or it's right. You have this feeling. It's called intuition. Number 2, faculty of your creativity, where you can make miracles in your own life, in your family's life, is your imagination. Imagination is your ability to take the picture that you have of yourself in the future and bring it right to you here, right here, and hold it as long as you can. If you see yourself in 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years ahead of time, and you bring that person in your mind and think about it every single day and act like the person in 3 years, you become that person. Anything that you can hold in your mind, you can hold in your hand. Number 3 is memory. Remember what I told you about memory? My memory was wiped out. I had nothing. Nothing. Remember my own name. I said, who am I? Your memory is perfect. All you need to do is work on and programming your memory to remember the things that are important to you in your journey and focus on those things. Reason is the faculty where you make a decision. God, Allah, Jehovah, whatever this up there, God, Allah has given us the ability to make a decision, and I will teach you how to make a decision. Very simple. You take a blank sheet of paper, you write a line right between pros and cons. You reason with your mind. Number 6 is the power of will. I will. I want everybody just to think about this and say, I will. Say it. I will. I will. When you will it, you're powering yourself. You're telling yourself what you want. And that is very important. It stops you from quitting when things get really hard. when your jaw gets broken, when your house gets bombed, when Lemish comes, flood comes and takes half of your house. It's very hard to have that will, but you can have it. I'll teach you how to have that will. Number 6 is perception. Everything you look at is an image that you give in your mind. So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. What do we look at most? People. If you look at people with a loving, caring, passionate heart, guess what happens? They love you back. They respect you. They give you opportunities. So I want you from tonight, I will have an assignment for you. When you sleep, for exactly 2 to 5 minutes by yourself on your bed, close your eyes, think about yourself in 3 years, 2025. Think about it. Think about how and who you want to be in exactly 3 years, because you remember 3 years ago, right? It was 2000. Remember year 2020? It's not too far. You can remember that. So the same way that you can remember that, you can also project the one that's coming for you. Okay? So this is just fundamentals. I'm going through very quickly, and I don't do this all by myself. I have a full team of staff of people, and I appreciate this merger with Soran University. I have weekly Zoom calls just like this. Students come and learn from us, and we collaborate, we talk about it. We have educational courses and all of the facilities that you need to make your dreams come true. I work with filmmakers. Frank Russo is a very great friend of mine. He has made 8 movies. He's just on his last movie. And we have a project to make a movie about Kurds and history in Kurdistan, so all people around the world can know who we are. Shouldn't we? Yes? And we're working with different people. I have the pleasure of working with Dr. Nasser Gilany, who is my cousin. His clinic is in Arbil. Make sure if you're in Hawler, go say hi and meet him. He's a wonderful man. He teaches us about fundamentals of health, how to take care of our own health. I have here in Canada other salespeople, various people, but Gary Grady, he works with ministries, he works with leadership, he helps me put programs together here in the city of Toronto, and I hope one day to be able to have all of you here with us to go through it. And hopefully we will be in Kurdistan to have these seminars, to enlighten people. I will ask you to fill up a survey after this. Raybar is going to send you a survey questionnaire to see how you feel after the presentation tonight, so we can prepare to make it better for you next time. The ambassador program is this. You are so lucky. You are all so lucky because you get access to this presentation, these courses through Soran University for absolutely no cost, but we make this available to everybody around the world, but they'll have to pay for it. They pay hundreds of dollars to learn exactly what you're learning for free. Thank you, Mamostakova. I am finished with my presentation. I have one assignment for everybody. You tell us what's next. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for talking very well of these things. And of course, like you said, everybody has an experience, and everybody has a past. So it is our past who makes us who we are. And I will end up with the hadith of an old saying of the Prophet. It says, "Kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyati." Every one of you is a shepherd, and you are a shepherd of what it means. You are accountable for whatever you have. And I hope our students will understand that this course is like, it is free for them, and they're privileged to be a part of this. And because we talked about that, and of course, like everybody, and like you said, I totally agree with you. Like education should be not for free. everything should has a prize, but like we are very glad as like we conducted a few meetings, and that made us like we agree that we are not charging our students because we want to do things voluntarily. And I want as you well explained everything about the introduction. So I wanted to discuss about a startup. What is a startup next time for the next session?
Next session, again, we're going to go through the fundamentals of business in having you prepared for opening a business. Do you have a resume? This is what I want everybody to have, a CV. Because most of you are graduates or just about to graduate. Number one, I want to look at everybody's CV. Do you have a CV, everybody? Anybody has a CV?
Yes, we have.
All of you who have a CV, one of you can send us the CV to do a little assessment. Then I have a sample. Reba has the sample. You can replace it to make it more professional. So I need to know who's ready to be job basically transferred after this, or who wants to start their own business. Mamostakawa. I need to know this. Who is ready to go to the workforce and who is ready to go to open their own business, because some are housewives, some of them at home, some of them, full-time students, some of them are part-time. Muhammad, go ahead, sir. You raise your hand. Go ahead. Ask to unmute.
Well, hello. Does anyone hear me?
Go ahead. Yes, we can hear you.
Well, I just wanted to telling you that I have CV2. I'm sorry.
Wonderful. No problem. All of you who have a
Yeah.
CV, you will send your CV to for a checkup, if you will, with Reba. This is where we can do a little bit of personal coaching for you. Okay? CV is number one. Number two, I'm going to go weekly presentation. So, Kawa, you tell me what's our next session or the sequence of the session, because this was an introduction. We want to know, is it once a week or twice a week we meet, or how does it run?
Okay, so sir, as we agreed on, thing is like it is going to be twice a week. We're having 2 sessions a week. It is on Sundays and on Wednesdays, and it is going to be on 9 p.m. So the sequence of our sessions is like you said. Do you want to work for somebody else, or are you planning to have your own business? Fortunately, I've spoken to all of these guys. I can say like 80% of them want to have their own business, and they don't want to work for somebody else. Like I think it was Narmin from English department. She said that, if I remember her name correctly. If not, my apologies. So she said like, and some of them say like, we don't want to be a tool like somebody else uses us. We want to be an independent, and so my like I said, how whatever like I explained at the very beginning of this seminar or session. I explained whatever you do, like you can turn it into a business. Like you said, what your problem is, like in business you call it niche. You gotta find your niche in your community. Maybe somebody else has created the phone, but you want to change it. Or you come up with an idea and how you turn it into a business, a small business and a startup.
Again, a part of our effort is to help fund the right candidates. By the time you graduate, we will have a business plan for you. The next thing after a resume that everybody needs is a business plan. And how do you develop a business plan? We're going to teach you, but you need to start putting your ideas on paper. Okay? That's the first step. First step. Whatever's in your mind, tonight, I want you to take before you sleep, whatever you learn, whatever you remember, whatever your idea comes to your mind, to write it down in point form so tomorrow you don't forget, because you will forget. Because I know about memory. Memory needs help. Memory needs repetition, just like a prayer. And I wanted to end with a prayer and a philosophy that I hope will bless all of you. Thank you, Kakova.
Thank you so much. I want to tell them again, like on Sunday, we're having the next session. Please don't miss out on any classes if it is not urgent. And like you said, you have to write things down. If you don't jot things down, then you're likely to forget everything. Because how many of us we had a very wonderful like idea, but the minute you woke up in the morning and you don't know what you were thinking about. So you need to have a pen, and that's why I asked all of our students to show me their pen and notebooks. And for the next session, I want them all to not find any excuses, because that is a lame excuse. They need to open their cameras, and we want them to be very active.
I appreciate that. So with this session, I think Diman has been on camera and she raised her hand before. If you want to say anything, please feel free to talk. But I want to give you two things. Number one, you will get a follow-up email from Rebar or from Mamustakova to see your ideas tomorrow or this week before the next session. Number two, I will send you a fast start planner, because some of you might not even have pen and paper. Some of you might not want to even write. The world is digitally, connected. I can do this right now and talk to anybody. It's all energy. I want you to put that energy of your mind onto a paper called the Fast Start Planner, because this is the beginning of spring. We're going to have summer soon. You have to think about the future more than you think about the past. I don't care what your past is. Very hard, very painful, or very bright, very joyful. Forget it and put most of your time and energy into the future, into the plan, into the vision, into the pen and paper that you will put down tonight, and you will close your eyes and you will pronounce this prayer. This is what I researched from my history from Gauss Gilany. Every day, every prayer was like this of gratitude. Gee, dear God, I am Allah, higher power. Dear Allah, Gauss, I am so grateful for the community that we're building right here. Gratitude is number one. Every night before you sleep and every morning before you after you wake up, think about all the things you're grateful for. Your family, your mom, your dad, your children, your house, your food, everything is a prayer. Okay? One. Intentions. This is where you think about the things that you want to happen, the type of day that you want to have, the people that you want to meet. You set up your intentions. You go through these intentions in your mind. Here, I want to put this slide on. Intentions. My intentions are to serve my people, to help as many people. My goal is to help 10,000 people around the world to be very successful by year 2025. Just through classes like this. It's doable. We all have interest. Okay? Intention to serve. Third, L. L is for loving what you do. If you want to be entrepreneur, if you want to be somebody that wants to have freedom on your own term to do whatever you want to do, you have to love it. If you're making a cookie or if you're planting a date tree, You have to love what you do before it bears fruit. Every day, starting tomorrow, I want everybody to take action. To go for coffee, to go call Mama Starkova, can I talk to you for half an hour? To make an action to talk to somebody who is a little bit higher status than you. Maybe a richer, maybe more educated, maybe go for lunch. This is what I learned. This is what I learned. Poor people should take rich people for dinner and pay for it. The poor people should take the rich people for dinner and pay for it and ask a lot of questions. How did you do it? The rich people are nice. They won't tell you how they do it if you're nice enough to ask them. Number 4 is networking with people. N is for network. You have to network with great people. Resources like Mama Starkova, like Nareen, like Rebar, like myself, like other people. You need to talk to them more than you need to talk to your neighbor, more than you need to talk to your mom or dad or sister, anybody else. And number 6 is you are a miracle worker. Every religious, even in the Quran, says you are made in the image of Allah, in the image of God. You have the power to create miracles in your life. That's how my prayers work. That's how I wake up and I go tonight. I go gratitude. I say intentions. I love what I do. I take action every day. I network with great people every day. And I know I can help you create miracles in your life. Thank you. We will follow up with an email by Rebar. By tomorrow, you should have, by noon, you should have an email with a fast start planner and a little questionnaire. I want you to answer every question, not too much, just 5 to 10 questions. All right?
Okay, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Anybody else, any comments? Please do ask. This is now Q&A for the next couple of minutes as I say goodbye to you. This is an online class. We're going to have a discussion just like we know each other. As a matter of fact, I feel like I know most of you because I feel at home, because I feel I've talked to Mama Starkova for last few months.
Yeah.
And
your relatives, we are your relatives, so you gotta do your best.
I appreciate that, and I will
inshallah, yeah, yes.
We will help everybody hopefully to create a plan, and we'll follow up with the plan, and we will hold you accountable for the plan.
So for the next session, you are teaching them how to write a business plan, right?
Next one,
if I'm not mistaken.
I will send you the description for the next one. I think we're gonna go a little bit more basics. Communication. I want to learn communication before we do any plans. So next session is going to be on communications.
But sir, sometimes I think you need to change the security, but because as Mr. Reber sent me the other worksheet or something like that, it did not work out.
No problem. We will resend all the documents and we'll organize.
Send them to me directly. Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everybody, and I hope you had a great session, and I hope that you benefit from all that we do. I'm going to stop recording. All right.
Thank you so much.
Stop
Have a great
sharing.
day.
Thank you so much, Dr.
زور سپاس بو توجهتان کردی سریعا و stop recording بو سپاسکتان لیب کمو بو کاکاوا و بو نارین خان و کاکریبر زور زحمتیان کشا کاکریبر و 2 سال لسروی زحمتی ده کشیتا فرصت پیدا با ایویدارم که هموتان موفق بن امن لزانم اگر او علمي او نسخه او شتي بيتشن او كاري بكن حتما زور موفق دبن ريغاي كي زور گوره بو كردستان بو آينده چون انجليزي دزانن والله حقيقت اوه اما زور تر انجليزي زمان من لازم زور تر اواني علمكاني تازه تبگن بزنس دروس بكن و هر کار لدست من هاد بكن که خدماتي خلقي خومن باشه؟
بس خواجه بسیم.
سپاس مامۆستا جان.
زۆر سپاس ئەواژم حاضر کرد بۆ وتم ئەگەر تەواوش بوو بە احترامی دانین 1 دقیقه بوو ئەو هەموو کەسانێکە دینی خۆیان لەدەستە بۆ ئەو ئازادیە.
We cannot hear anything.
Anyway, زۆر سپاس ڕقیبەکشمان بۆ دانا ئەوشتی نەبوو. ئینشەڵا جارێکی دی بە درستی لە خزمەتتان دەبین هەتا ڕۆژی یەکشەمبە.
یەکشەم باڵێ.
شان بەخێر سڵاو و ڕێز.
بە هیوای کاتێکی خۆش دکتۆر جان. بەڕێزی.
Have a nice time.
Thank you so much, dear.
Thank you, doctor.
Have a great time.
ڕۆژتان باش چام هەر یەکتان ئێستا بوونە مامورێک بچن زیینی خۆتان چێ بکەن ئەمە لە خزمەت داین. سپاس.